All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 983. I've had it wrong the last two nights, so now I got it right. I'm back on track. 983 for those that are keeping score. We are closing in on 1,000 episodes. Who knows after 1,000? Maybe Brandy and I quit. I don't know. We stop at 1,000, go out on top. We're just like, that's it. We're going out. That's how we're going at 1,000. You never know. Never know. I don't know. Till I think people have gotten tired of us. That's what I think. They're like, we're done with this. I know, right? 1,000 episodes. But we love it. We like doing it. I don't know. But 1,000 episodes is way more. It's 980 more than I thought we would ever do. To be honest with you, I honestly thought we would do about 20 and then we were going to be done and it was over. This is like 2020 pandemic. We started this. We're like, hey, we should do something at night so people who are studying, it would be fun. It's only going to be 3 weeks because that's how long they said that's going to last. 3 weeks we're going to be locked down. Well, we all know the rest of that story.
Yeah.
And here we are,
still here.
We're about 1,000 episodes in, and it's been great. Who is the guy talking about 1,000 episodes and all this story? That's Andy. That's the guy that runs the back office. That's me. But you're not here for me and my stories. Nope, you're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, and that Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know so that way you too can get a pass notice. And that way this Thanksgiving, we're coming up on it. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I know. Where did the whole dang year go? I almost used a curse word right there.
I know.
You guys have no idea. The struggle is so real. Like, so if you ever see me stuttering on here or taking a long pause because I've got like foul words coming to my brain and almost to my mouth. It's like everything I can do to like hold back.
You would be, if you knew him in real life and now here, you would be so proud of him.
A lot of the F word, and it's not friend or freckle.
And it's just sprinkled into everything.
I forget sometimes I know other words. Let's just say that. It's a horrible habit, but I'm working on it. It's the struggle is real, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, because someone asked me, actually, they're all, well, you have that stuttering thing. I'm like, no, I don't actually. It's just when I have to talk and not use foul words.
Yes.
Horrible. Hey, but you know what? It's a discipline. It's a thing you have to do. It's you got to watch it. Just like when you're studying, you got to be disciplined. You got to make it happen. This weekend, it is getting ramped up. I know that in our household, we got all kinds of stuff going on. We got homecoming. We've got 3 or 4 games we got to go to with our kids. We've got, if I even get into it, we got, because we're a blended family. So the other family wants to pick up the kids on this day and that thing and that, blah, 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 blah. And I got to go to the mall. And I got this girlfriend thing I over got over here. And then this guy's got to go over to oh my gosh. Like, dude, I know. It's a lot. And it's only getting closer to the end of the year where we are going to have all the holiday stuff on it, right? Your Aunt Rose wants to come over and see you. You got to come over and got to go kiss some babies and go to parties. I know. Right? And then all of your family's born in October. There's so many October birthday parties. There's a lot. I know we're not the only one.
I got March.
It's a popular month, right? We all know what they did 9 months ago, but it's a popular month. And it's like a lot of things are going on. You got to be like, Brandy and I take my computer and my iPad everywhere. Why? Because if there is a moment where I have to sit somewhere and wait for somebody or something, I'm in a corner. I'm like working. I'm working on something. I'm filling that time up with something. Like, I got to be productive. Otherwise, the time just slips by. Guys, you got to do the same thing comes with the studying. I know when Brandy was in her study grind, it was everywhere. It was in the movie theater. And this is before Apple had the night.
Yeah.
What is it called? Like night dark mode?
Yeah, before they had dark mode, I put it on inverted colors and turned the brightness all the way down.
In the movie theater.
Yeah.
She's seen like, I don't know how many kid movies through a quiz. because she was in there quizzing the entire time.
Yeah,
Or, waiting in line for anything,
yeah.
whether it's for fast food, if it's for a restaurant, if it's for the kids to get out of their ballet class at the time, or their karate or whatever. Brandy was on her phone doing a quiz all the dang time, swinging the kids. And I jokingly say, like, she would swing the kid, take a quiz, and then occasionally look over to see if the kid's still there or if it's her kid. You know what I mean? Because you never know. Some kid be like, hey, I'm going to take advantage of this thing. This lady's just pushing people. Might as well. Um, but here's the thing, guys, every moment you can, get a 10-question quiz in. Get some quizzes in. Brandy, you say all the time, what is a good cheat day?
1 10-question quiz.
One 10-question quiz. That's like, but remember, if you're doing like studying and that's a cheat day, doing a 10-question quiz, it's like a diet. You cannot be, having multiple cheat days after another. Then you're no longer on the ground. You're no longer dieting. You're no longer on, that's a cheat week. Then it becomes a cheat lifestyle. You're just plain old just not following any of it.
True.
There's no discipline in it at all. We're talking a day. We're talking once in a while when the schedule is heavy. We're talking about when you don't feel well. We're talking about when we worked our butts off and we are at the end of the day and it's like, all right, I got to get this in. I got to do a 10-question quiz. That's when you knock those out, guys. That's when you get that in there. And you have to be consistent with this stuff, because one day off will lead to like a couple days setback. It'll take you 2 to 3 days to get set back. Michael Phelps said, really famously, he said, every swimmer that was ever going to do at his level, they would always take Sunday off. Always. And I don't remember the math on it, and I know somebody in here could, but he's like, that's when I realized I'm going to swim every Sunday. I'm never taking a day off. I'm swimming every single day of the week. That gave me X amount of days every year that I had over all my competition. I had that many more days more than all my rest of my competition. And then when it came down to it, there was a lot of ones where I finished just a fraction of a second ahead of my competition. That was because I swam on Sunday. That was that extra. That was that extra hit that I needed to get me to cross that finish line at that time. So 52 a year, or 208 days between Olympic. Well, I don't know what that is.
200. So Olympics are every 4 years.
Yeah.
So that would be 208 days, Sundays.
Days.
Yeah. 208 Sundays between.
Not counting leap years and all that stuff, right?
No, just.
Yeah, whatever.
52 Sundays.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. That's a 208-day advantage over your competition. You guys, if you are trying to get that bar, raise the bar, if you are trying to get to that next level, look around and realize you are the one that's limiting. You are the one that's in the way. You make your own schedule for the most part. And some people will be like, well, I don't know. I just get up and they just tell me what to do. Stop that. You're an adult. Get a calendar. Stop having your spouse fill your day. Right? You're like, easy said than done. No, you have to start doing that. You have to start taking control of your calendar. You have to like say, hey, this is what I have to do today. The reason why your spouse does that is because you seem to be lacking in that department of doing that for yourself. And they can't live the life of, well, I'll just figure it out when I wake up. Take control of your calendar. Put in there, I got to study on these days. Put it in the calendar. These are the times I'm doing it, and stay committed. If you find that your calendar is not respected, it's because you don't respect your own calendar. It starts with you. Don't blame other people. It's you. If other people always ask you to do things, go places, always asking you to be here, there, or wherever, it's because you have no boundaries on your time. It's because you allow it. It's because you don't say no enough. And there's nothing wrong with saying no. That doesn't make you a mean person. It doesn't make you a stuck up person. It doesn't make you a selfish person. That makes you a person that has things to do. That makes you a person that has commitments, that needs to get to a different level. And it's the only way it's going to happen is if you have to sacrifice some time. And if you have to have that conversation and say, hey, this is what happens when you're on a grind, when you're on a mission, when you're on a goal, there's going to have to be sacrifices. There's going to have to be moments where I say no. You can't take it personal. That's just what's going to happen. And if it's not in your calendar, if it's not in your tasks, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, period. You should always have tasks every day that you have to complete, do or die, or you don't go to sleep. Well, I need my sleep. Sacrifice sleep, not greatness. It's a mindset, it's a mental toughness, it's a discipline, it's all of that. You got to be committed to this thing and you have to make a choice. And the commitment and choice all comes from you, not from anybody else, not anybody else's expectations, but you. If you're in a firm where you have no choice or you lose your job, you're going to be way more committed than somebody who just like, okay, oh, I'll just pass it sometime this year. That's the difference between most people is they don't have that do or die attitude. Some people, they have to get this done or they just literally have to find a new career. So it is a real do or die. Some of you in here don't have that situation. You can just get that whenever, and you all act like that. You act like life is whenever. Have some urgency, have some dang commitment, and what was the other word I want to say? Intention. Be intent. Act like you're out there trying to do something. And then guess what? Everything else falls in place. People respect your time, your calendar. And guess what? You'll find that you'll have more time to do what you need to do. And people are more respectful to you and that time. So this weekend, get committed to it. Make sure you have that in your calendar. Set some boundaries. And list like Nancy Reagan used to tell us in the 80s, it's okay to say no. Just say no. Did she not?
I mean, she did.
She had poor little Arnold Drummond come out and say, just say no. But that's a different story for a different day. All right, everybody. Thank you. So let's get into it. Tonight, we are going to do the Serious 6. We are going to have 6 different exams, 6 questions, all answered with content and a little bit of techniques. And this weekend, if you need a program, not a weekend gimmick, not a content dump, not just or regurgitating someone's book and just hey, I don't understand options. Well, go read page 94. Well, yeah, I read 94 and I needed better explanation. Well, just read it again. Read it again. I just had talked to Sean. He left the whole thing. He was like, man, I read that like 4 times. I like had 4 different, people that I had like paid for like $5,000 worth. None of it made sense because all it was just showing me the content. I just heard the content. Guys, this program, we show you how to pass the dang exam. As we're going to do tonight, we do that in our member sessions. We show you how to read the questions. We show you how to quiz. We show you how to study. We don't tell you to study. We show you how to study. We show you how to get through it so that way you can duplicate it and go through multiple exams because not just one exam needs to be passed to get where you're going. I don't care what firm you're in, you're going to have to pass multiple exams. Most of you all have to pass SIE, and you're all going to have to pass another exam or 2. So that's at least 3 for almost every firm I know of. At least you have to pass at least 3 exams.
Yep.
So you might as well learn a system and a program. If you're not familiar with us, join us, scan the QR code, hit the links. We got course videos. We got live sessions where Brandy goes over those topics of great, struggle. We had options. We did bonds. Tomorrow she's doing equities. All member sessions, you got to get in on those. Those are in the morning and afternoon. Small group tutoring is available. We got books. Also, on top of that, our own books, we wrote them ourselves to focuses on the keywords. It focuses on key things that you need to know to pass. We're not filling our brains with nonsense. That's why we don't have those 489-page LEMs because we don't need to sell volumes. We need to sell pass notices. So get our study guide. It's an ebook. It's a book you can also print out. And if you're a member, guess what? It's got videos in the SIE one where you can actually play a nice little 15 to 20-minute video on a deeper explanation if you need to. Another way to look at it. Brandy goes through all that stuff, and she actually has her securities license, not for fun, but she actually uses this stuff in the field. So she actually knows what you need to study. She'll tell you what to pay attention to, what not to. So get on board, join up. We have the Kona community that meets up. You can ask questions, get answers. I just helped out somebody about the T+2, the settlement dates on the Discord. All I did was give them a video to watch. Guys, it's awesome. We got all kinds of help. Don't study alone. If everybody in your house is gone, guess what? You don't have to study alone. You can just tap into the Discord, get a study buddy, get someone to help you out. We're on all coasts. We're in the islands. We're in Alaska, anywhere. We even got students overseas right now. Shout out to all of our students overseas. I know I have a few of them that are in out of country right now. So guys, keep on studying because I know what you want to do when you get out. So, and yeah, scan the QR code, hit the links. Before we go into the next screen, Brandy, before I forget, and I shouldn't forget, East Coast, everybody on the East Coast, take care, please. There's a lot of people that are affected. I know I have some students that are affected by these storms. Please stay safe and keep your wits about you. Sometimes doing something like this and studying, maybe not the membership, maybe you got to do what you got to do, but studying, having something to look forward to, keeps your morale and keeps your attitude going. If you got some hope and things are going to be different one day, in which they will, this storm will pass, as they say, you can have a better day, right? So make sure that you guys stay safe out there and take care. Yeah, I got a couple people that reached out. Tomorrow, super simple. We're gonna have the SIE live tomorrow. Brandy, I think, is going over equities. I think that's what I saw on my notes. And then we are going to be doing test prep. We're going to do exam mastery tomorrow. Brandy is going to look for those keywords, kind of like we do on Monday, but way more in depth. How does she find those dang keywords? I was just on the other day, or we were on here the other day, and someone was like, "Oh, how did you know that?" Well, if you want to know how she know that, be on there to be on tomorrow. She's going to go over that. Yep. Exactly that. Yep. 9:30 a.m. Pacific is when the fun starts. 11 a.m. Pacific for the next one. Check those local times and listings and for your time zone. So if you're not sure, look on the screen. It's there. All right, ready?
Yay.
Let's go. All right, Series 6 different exams, 6 questions, 6 answers. Brandy's going to go through them. Look how she approaches it. Just like if a batter was going up to baseball season starting playoffs, you know. Hey, you know, when these Major League Baseball players go walk up there to go hit, right? They have an approach in which they go up there. They have a stance. They have a way they hold their hands. Same thing we want you to do with these exams. Not necessarily the way you stand at the desk, but we want you to look at these answers a certain way. We want you to zero in and key into like certain key words. Look how she looks for the patterns, how she makes those observations. We want you to do the same thing and then reads the question and then makes those sometimes non-content related observations that leads to an answer. Guys, not everything is a dang content answer. Not everything needs to be so content. A lot of you guys miss layups just because you are so focused on those on the content. You're keying in on the content. You're like, oh, it must be something difficult. No, it's not. No, it's not. Look at how she does that. And then we want you to go practice afterwards. So let's get after it.
All right. Oh man, I wish I had soundtracks. Okay. Front run, mark the close, churn, free ride. Okay, couple of things.
Free ride.
That's right. 3 words.
No.
That too. Churning, we always think of butter, right?
Just like butter.
Free ride. I don't know. There's a song there. Right?
Yep.
No, but like what Eric put in the chat, free ride. Right?
It's that one homie never pays for gas and says, hey, if you're going that way, I'll just go ahead and can I get a ride?
Yeah, exactly. Can I get a ride?
That never gives you any gas money, never even pays for a coffee or anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
Rides for free.
Mark the close.
Yep.
Close. And a day. I don't know. And then front run. We note the little bit of content here would be, we call this line cutting.
Yeah, they jump in the front.
Yeah.
Anything that references in the question about jumping in the front, getting in front,
Yeah.
front of everyone,
First,
first,
before, whatever.
right? That's all keys to a front run answer.
Exactly. Okay. A market maker owning 70,000 shares of HCHS stock noted that it is down 0.25 on the day so far, near the very end of the trading day.
I'm going to say it's B and not read anymore.
Mm-mm.
Why do you need to think any more than that? Do y'all see that? It's not complicated. It's not complicated. And I know some of you are reading the question over and over again because you want to force this content thing and see if you know it through content. Stop. Stop doing that. Just look how easy that is.
Yep. That's it. That is it. Okay. 4 years after the resolution, indefinitely. By the way, side note, indefinitely does not mean forever. Forever means forever.
Right.
Indefinite means I don't know.
An unidentified end.
If definite is for sure, indefinite is the opposite.
We just don't know when or
Just don't know.
just don't know.
Just don't know.
There's no timeline.
Don't know. Don't. Yeah. Right. 6 years after resolution or 4 years after receipt. So check this out. We have resolution, and I agree with you in the chat. 4 years, 4 years. What's your answer?
It's A, double dip. See, there's some people that were already focused on the content. They were trying to tie it into like, oh, I bet you it's about complaints. Instead of zeroing in on just the keyword little double dip there and getting the answer and not worry about that.
Right. Because how long must a record of a customer complaint be retained? Now, we don't usually talk about going deep into like resolution versus receipts, right? We just say keep the complaints for 4 years, period, right? Well, here you go. A little bit of detail.
Look, and if you do know the content and you do know that it was 4 years, that's awesome. But do you know what I do know? Is when we're in the exam, we go through a brain fart. Like sometimes we just have a full on brain fart. We just brain freeze, whatever you want to call it in your language. You just don't even know what's going on. You don't know if you shut the front door at your house, literally, right? Did I even leave enough food for the kids this afternoon? Did I even like get water for them?
Did
I don't even know if
babysitter?
Did I call the babysitter even? Did the babysitter even show up or did I just leave? Look, I'm not saying you do any of those things, but you get what I'm saying. Our minds just wander off and we forget everything that we're supposed to be doing at that moment because the exam's boring.
What?
It's intense and it's boring.
It's not yet.
It is. And it's an act of attrition to stay awake sometimes and to get through it.
Right.
So our brain wanders off. If you can focus on some techniques and make this fun, guess what you'll do? You'll get a pass notice.
Yes.
Because you're not worried about content all the time.
Exactly. And there's going to be some times when you are practicing your connections, like what they put in the chat.
Might left the beans on the stove.
No, the complaints ? But there's sometimes where you just want to try to do exactly what we're doing today and not practice content. There's two purposes for that. And so that's why you should do both.
Exactly.
That's what 10 question quizzes are for.
And if you leave beans on the stove, you're walking back to a house full of smelly fart. Overcooked beans has an aroma.
So fun fact.
Yes.
It is fun to guess the question too. I agree. So this answer, well, actually, never mind. I'm just gonna rewrite it. Okay, so we see 2, 1, 3, and then 1500, right?
Yeah.
If I rewrite this so that way I can make sense of it.
D is half of C.
D is half, right?
And B is half of A. And with our powers united, no, I'm just kidding.
There is something about that third number.
There is something about that third number.
There's something about that. Now, just because this is supposed to be the serious 6 and we are supposed to add in a little bit of content.
We are.
Thank you. Margins, exactly. When we talk about margins, this is the minimum amount, right? See, I teach it like 50% minimum 2,000 if we're talking about margins, right?
And if you want to know about that, Become a member, scan the QR code, hit the links.
Exactly. All right. And the only reason why I'm singling out A is because it's the third one.
It is the third highest, and you know how we love about third highest.
Yeah, exactly. A client opens a new margin account.
Yeah.
As the initial trade purchases 300 shares of MS Corporation common stock at $10 per share, the firm would send the client a margin call for. Why don't we just pick A?
I just guessed 2000 because we have that committed to memory. Margins too. Plus, it's a third highest. So if you had a brain fart, you don't remember if you took the beans off the stove moment. Guess what? A 2000. It'll be right.
Mm-mm-mm.
Not as right as your beans when you get home, but it'll be right.
So I wanted to bring this to your attentions because margins set up like this
Yeah.
is possibly on an exam. So I just thought I would bring it.
Test topic. I would pay attention to that.
Test topic alert.
We're whispering it because we don't want everybody to know.
Okay.
Just you.
Just you. All right. Proper endorsement by all owners. That sounds good. I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah. Certificates in good condition. Okay. I like that. Proper signatures of a firm on the certificate. Hold on. This says owners. This says certificates. This says the certificate. And then D says the correct number of shares.
Which is completely different, I feel.
It is different, but it's also similar because number of shares is certificate, is also certificates. So basically, C is the one that's different because it's just a certificate. Sorry. This is different because it's the certificate. Okay. Anyways, going to the question. Question says, good delivery of a stock certificate requires all the following except. Oh, hey, I didn't even read this question. Funny. I saw
No point.
I saw good delivery. I saw accept, right? I definitely need my signatures. I definitely need it in good condition. And I definitely need to have the correct number there. But the proper signatures of a firm principal on the certificate just felt weird to me. So, anyways, that's the answer.
Yeah. Again, if you were trying to think it was endorsement versus signature,
Yeah.
stop going so deep, bro. Keep it surface level.
Surface level. C is the longest as well. Common stock.
Yep.
Corporate bonds. Money market instruments. Government bonds. Okay. Couple of things. These both have bonds.
Yeah.
This is 3 words. Now I'm going to show you guys, just in case this is a suitability question, I'm going to show you guys how I would do suitability.
Right.
Common stock, we know, because you guys are,
Growth and appreciation.
as you know, you guys could be members, and we repeat this frequently.
Yep. Committed to memory, growth and appreciation.
And inflation protection.
Right.
I'm going to put keep pace with inflation. Keep pace with inflation. Corporate bonds are going to give us income. Money markets are going to give us liquidity and safety. And government bonds are going to give us income and safety. Okay. This is literally why I do answers first. It came from struggling with suitability.
Right.
It came from reading a big, long scenario question and going, oh, this is the answer. And then getting to the answers and not seeing that choice.
Bom, bom, bom.
And so I said, well, maybe if I started off with it, do I have the time? I'm just going to say this real quick. I was telling the SIEers today, so I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to share with you what I said. Andy loves the game. Who sings this?
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't?
Loves
Name that tune.
right? And so he'll say, who sings this? So now I literally have to go, okay, first of all, male or female, have to go through my catalog. And then I have to go, okay, what genre is this? And then because it's Andy, not only what genre, but what decade. I'm not kidding you guys. He listens to anything. Never met anybody who listens to as much different music as he does, right? So then I'm literally like trying to figure out who it is. So then now I've asked him, do I get choices? And he's like, no, you don't.
I'm like, you should know it.
You should know it, right? No, I don't know it because I'm going to say something random like Bruce Springsteen, and he's going to be like, dude, no, no.
That was not the boss.
Right. Okay. Does that make sense? But if he would have told me, is it Bruce, Michael, Neil? I can't think of anybody else. Or Reba.
Wow.
I don't know. I could very easily narrow it down. Does that make sense? So I started doing the answers first based out of suitability. So I knew what I was picking from. Okay. Boom, boom. And it is suitability. And it says a customer has a short-term investment time horizon and a fairly certain need for funds she wishes to invest. Which of the following might meet those investments? Does it say anything about growth?
No.
Does it say anything about income?
No.
Does it say anything about she needs the money?
Yes. And to be honest, if you were doing just technique wise, you didn't even need to do all that. You just be like, that one had 3 words in it, the other ones didn't. I'm picking that one.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you guys, that's why I show you the technique. And then on Thursdays specifically, I show you the little bit of surface level content to back up the technique.
But you know what, guys? I know this happens in real life right here. This kind of question.
Yes.
You're going to have clients that ask just that.
Exactly.
And want just that.
Exactly.
That's the suitability game. How well are you listening? And sometimes we get frustrated with these questions, but the real reality of it all is that people are unclear. They don't even know what they really want. They just know what they want to do. Right. But they don't know any of that stuff. So you have to point out what those objectives are and then let them pick. That's suitability. But you have to know exactly what those things are to get to that objective. Is it income? Do they want the money? Do they want safety? Are they, risk adverse?
Yep.
These are all words that you're going to use. Yep. So pay attention to the questions, but more importantly, pay attention to the answers. Those are the objectives when it comes to suitability. And then you just go and see what the client wants in the question. That's another way to look at those questions.
Yep.
Be like, okay, this is what they want. These are the objectives. Boom. The question's going to be what they want, what they wanted.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Just connect the dots. Don't make it difficult. Don't overthink it. And I'm not picking on anybody during the session. If you guys were putting stuff in the chat, I love it. It helps me and helps you understand where you're thinking way too much, where you're overthinking it. Surface level, everybody. Surface level. Practice that this weekend. All right, everybody. Keep committed to yourself. Make it happen. We'll be back for the members on Friday, Sunday. Everybody else back on the Studying Brew. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, everybody stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep the positive mental attitude. PMA. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super, super appreciate you. Practice these techniques. Practice the keywords in your quizzes tonight and through the weekend. We will see you next time. Have a great one.